So I don't really go on social media a lot. I mostly just go on with my day. What happens happens. But I recently have started to get on social media more, and what noticing is that social media has skyrocketed, is like blown up with information. And with the COVID-19 out, a lot of just everyone in general has been using like primary sources of, for me, I've seen the most with Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and just anything. And I've heard also from my other friends, Snapchat with other friends, and also the news. The news is a big thing that they've constantly have been going over. And another primary role social media has been playing in my life has been I'm not sure how to explain this in words, but I'll try my best. Is they have taken the role as the how do you call them? The life the life help or the life guiders. The stereotypical people that they say, think of happy thoughts, move that forward with you, keep doing this, move all the sad thoughts back. In that sense, I mean, for me, honestly, that's really good for everyone. They need the positivity in this situation, what's going on, and it's good. I actually gung ho about it. But coming from someone who's more reserved and introverted, this seemed, and also kind of pessimistic, this is a little too kumbaya, we shall overcome this. This is God's will. I get it. You share your beliefs. Do whatever helps you. I get it. But I keep seeing so much that I know the Ford commercial, how the basic saying of we're in this together, this is the disease, this we will overcome this everything, and it's driving me nuts because it's a little too much in the sense that while they're promoting positivity, they're not really addressing the fact that they need to be a little more assertive in telling everyone to stay home, to follow these suggestions, to follow like certain people, to know that while this is just a virus, this also is a pretty big thing. Considering what if this was the flu? Everyone doesn't treat that as badly when this is something far worse. So I'm a bit conflicted, but I try to keep my thoughts to myself because with as many people around me and as many extroverts around me, I know it's better to keep the thoughts to myself than end up bursting into an argument or engaging into it, putting fuel to the fire. And so that so far has been helping me. I mean, with more information coming out with how to help, people are offering opportunities with organizations and basically just volunteering. And one of them is Red Cross. And what Red Cross is that we're trying to provide comfort and support for home fires. As shocking as it is, a lot of people have been having house fires than they've had before. Not a lot, but enough that a lot of the firefighters, first responders are being called. And just today on the news, we started hearing about this warehouse house that has been housing cars has been in a huge fire, and the smoke is coming over, and it's being contained right now, but it's enough that the news decided it's something we need to talk about right now. And another thing that Red Cross is trying to work on is providing refuge from disasters, whether it's safe places for people who have been affected or people who've actually had house fires. And what they've been doing is that they've been providing little shelters, they've been providing health services. So, some things that people may not know, well, I believe most people will know this, but something to talk about is that Red Cross maintains 40% of the nation's blood supply by taking blood constantly and also providing information of why they do it, how they do it, and what's going on, what's being used with the blood. And especially with this time, they're using the blood for hospitals or patients who need blood after losing a bit. And right now, they are training people. They are asking for people who are trained to provide some guidance, to provide some instructions. So they're just calling people in, and people are coming, and they're just trying to get people more aware of what's going on. And some of the ways that you can help is, shocker, give blood. Don't give a whole gallon of huge bucket of blood, but even a little bit, just a bag would help, because I don't understand what they're doing in hospitals or whatever they're doing, but I do know is that they do need blood. They need to transfer out the bad blood with the new blood. They need to give surgeries to people who really do need it, and they also need to replace the blood that has been lost. So, blood helps, no matter how rare or how common it is. Another is donations or volunteering. One of the main things is volunteering. Just call, go to the website, ask what you can do. You can either go through a food pantry, just even something so small does help, because a lot of the kids, since their parents have been laid off or with the recent issues, not everyone has the income they could have provided. And for the people who barely could provide, now aren't able to provide completely. So what Red Cross and everyone else has been doing is asking for food, doing a huge drive with cars lined up or wrapped around the building, and just giving food out to people, because with grocery stores, shops, and everywhere else, they're closing. No one can go in. So not everyone also has that ability. So they're trying to also spread that awareness as well. I have experienced stress. Everyone has. But I've never experienced stress like this in a long time. I'm speaking in the sense of that I'm more anxious. I've started to grow worried. I'm thinking a lot more. I'm getting lost in thoughts. And it's because this is something that's new. I'm a creature of habit. And when my plan is thrown out the window, or just throws himself out the window, I am completely and utterly lost. Normally, I try to calm myself down first, stop talking, take a step back, gather my thoughts, jot down what I do know, what I do know that hasn't changed, just something that's in control, and then jot down what's not. Usually what I don't have control over, what has been changed that I think is so bad is so small compared to what I do have control over. And usually that's a technique that I use to comfort myself and also gather my thoughts and calm down, to not go off the handle and panic and end up creating a domino effect where where my mom gets panicked, then my sister, then everyone else, and it just goes downhill.